Alright, so, before we get started with this video, my name is Conduit. I am the director of Illustris, also known as IDA, and I am the guy that went 51-0 in a King of the Castle. I am quite possibly the foremost expert on not dying in Red Dead. So, I guess there's my pedigree, and let's get into the video. Alright, what's up guys? This is Conduit. And today what I've got for you is a flawless King of the Castle. What I'm going to be talking about here is something that I believe is really important when you're playing, and that's to play for life. I know a lot of people, particularly in the upper echelon of players, have this mentality that what you want to do is to get the most kills, to fill the kill feed up, all of that, right? I don't disagree with that, I just think that it's a secondary purpose. So, what I've done is, I had a King of the Castle against some high-tier players, good players, people that know what they're doing. And what I'm going to be doing through this gameplay is explaining what my thought process was, why I'm doing things the way I am, and how you can use that yourself to come to better conclusions about your process. So, you'll notice, right? I see a VO gamertag, instantly I know it's going to be a rough fight because that's a large crew. So instead of doing what I would normally do and swapping off to tier 2s, we keep on the tier 3s, we go for the minty big, right? And we're being careful, we're watching their movement, we're trying to figure out what they're doing and why. We see kids spawn over here, we instantly go into SNS, we don't play around with them. We pull our sawed-offs out, we try to position the tree in between ourselves and this dude, and we go for headshots. They're not likely to outright get the kill, but what it's doing is it's letting us know what the health of the lobby relatively is. We see a bunch of people pushing over to the right, so we go for the kid that we know we can get the kill on, right? We're playing smart, we're picking our spots, we're checking for if they're respawning, which they are not, and here I see it's either Mausers or semis. I believe it's Mausers, but I can't tell you from this clip. That is when I decide I need to make a card swap, especially when I see the second player doing the fucking high-speed spam. So I decide that I need to swap out Landon's Patience, which I'm running for 2 sniper, for something that will make Mausers less effective. Best card for that is Kick in the Butt. I did debate whether Iron Lung would be better, but Kick in the Butt's the better card. At that point, I'm going to bring myself around back so that I can watch what's going on, so I can play intelligently, instead of just sitting there and getting Mauser spammed, which, yeah, you'll win most spams when you have SNS, but it's not a good idea to try. And here you're going to see I'm putting shots downrange. It's not necessarily for the kill. If I get the kill from him, that's great. What I'm trying to do is get this kid to push me enough that I have a chance to ping his head. Doesn't happen, I give up. I keep my SNS active until I'm fully out of the way. High tier players will demolish you, so I try to avoid being in situations where they can. So here, I think this is a really powerful position, so I go ahead and sit there, and I start gunning for headshots, and you'll see that, you get some of them. It's just playing smart, picking your arena. I'm staying where I can dive down to the cover in my left side via the cover that's right in front of me. I'm basically head glitching these people, like Call of Duty style head glitch. And then you'll see I duck down when I deactivate my SNS to keep my head below the point of fire. And here, I'm just circling back, I'm checking my surroundings. I see that kid over there, I think that'll be an easy shot, so I pull out the rolling block for the longer range with the scope. Alright, here I see people grouping up. I'm trying to decide where to go. What I end up deciding is I'm going to circle back, wait to see if that guy pushes through middle like that. He chooses not to, so then I push back towards my team. Because I know my team is going to play smart enough, or at least smarter than the average. And here, I was just faster than that guy. But you take your push, and when you push, you don't give them any time to think about it. Right here, I'm using the fact that I can take more shots as an advantage. I also know that as long as someone's shooting me and I have health, because of kicking the butt, I won't die. So right here, I'm just pushing, trying to give my teammates a little bit of a hand, trying to give them the opportunity to get some kills. Because, you know, you play with your friends, you want to give them kills. You want them to have a good time too. And the reason that we like the area with the boat is because water is bulletproof. So, anytime that you need to be in cover, water is a great source in which you can take cover. And most particularly with SNS, but also kind of with Slip. Because they're going to make it to where only your head and shoulders are really a target, and it'll mess up people's auto-lock if they aren't free aiming, which most people aren't. So you use water when you need to stay alive. Here I see the kid to the west. I decided to push away from that. I see someone spawning out over there. One of my teammates gets them. That changes the dynamic. And now I'm realizing that the clump of people down back towards where I spawned in the south is a real problem, right? They're starting to group up to become a real force. I decided to try and take this kid's head off. I managed to, just barely. Again, knowing your health, knowing your timings, you kind of know how long you have. And here, I'm just trying to bait them out and hope that they'll follow me around, which they more or less will. He's got Slip. I don't care about Slip. I got sawed-offs. So then, this right here becomes my new anchor point. I'm like, okay, they know I'm here. If I sit here, then they'll be paying attention to me and what I'm doing, not what they're doing. And it's all just a matter of forcing the enemies to play the game you want to play as opposed to the reverse. So I see ensigns over there. I don't know if they're from friendly or foe, but I do know that I need to expect them now, which means I have to play even safer. That means ensigns, debos, E-rounds, they're all relatively likely. I can't afford to do any half tonics. I can't afford to take any chances. So I'm going to sit on this corner and kill everything that spawns over there that I can, and I'm going to do it as smart as I can. I'm going to take my extra half second to get headshots instead of pinging multiple body shots, which would be my normal strategy. But when it comes down to the wire, headshots are better kills, so you need to gun for them if you have the time. And when you have kicking the butt on a tank build, you absolutely have the time. There, I'm just checking the scoreboard, checking to see if anyone new has come in, checking to see if anyone I recognize is there, looking to see if anyone's been booted, because that is a very real possibility. And you'll see I dived the shot instead of going for shot number 2, because I don't trust it. And that's where the debo comes out, right? This is going to change my mentality to, okay, this was a friendly enough fight, and now it's no longer a friendly fight. That means that I'm going to put in ensigns. I'm not going to be using E-rounds because I don't have a gun that's good for them, but that means that if somebody pushes me, I'm not going to be afraid to burn them to hell now. And everything about my dynamic changes here. Anytime I see Deadeye pop, I'm going to dive. I'm not going to risk getting direct impact with the debo. Whether I can survive it or not, which I can with the build I'm running, is not the point. It's that I don't want to take the chance that it's going to knock me down and kill me. And a big part of what's going on here is playing so that your team knows you haven't died. And more importantly, especially against good players that, like to win, you want them to know that they haven't killed you. And believe me, they will know that they haven't killed you. That will force a lot of them that are less into the team dynamic to come after you instead because they want to be up. Don't allow that to be a deterrent for you. It's a good thing. Don't allow anyone saying that they're up on you to hurt your gameplay. Now, what I noticed when I was up here earlier is that this box is a nice little point to sit on and kind of ping people with. Here he's close, so I just go for the body shots, don't even think about it. And that's when I'm like, okay, so I can cycle between here and boat side, and I can use those as power positions the way this team is playing. Now, you notice I jump over the fence there? That is entirely mobility to try and manipulate dude on west side. I want him to move more than I want to be safe. And you'll notice throughout this gameplay, one of the things I'm doing is I'm gunning for people that have just respawned. That may sound counterintuitive, but when you kill someone right after spawn, if you're hitting them the second that they respawn, they probably haven't tonicked yet, which means that they're going to be an easier kill and a better time kill. So here, I can't kill him from this range, but I can ensign him, which will make him less likely to push me. He knows I have ensigns. He's not likely to be like, oh, yeah, let's push the dude shooting fire out of his shotguns. No, he's going to push a different way towards one of my teammates. At this point, I'm hunting down this dude in this little bush. It's not working, so I drop down, drop my Deadeye, turn around, and we're going to look at him. And then we're like, okay, he's loading out. We're making sure that he's not defensive glitching before we move on. Then we're going to rotate. And what we're seeing is a bunch of people are still loading in. That's good for us. It gives us free time. It gives my teammates time to maneuver. And it should be mentioned, during this, right, this whole exchange, me and my teammates are all giving each other call-outs. So, for instance, right here, that dude was a call-out from my boy there who said, hey, I need a hand with this guy. So I push and I team snipe with him. Again, I get a call-out, hey, can I get a hand here? I'm the closest one. I'm not going to risk it. And here I choose not to pop Deadeye because I don't want to hinder my movement. I think that I'll be fine pushing that dude who's already engaged with my friend, and in most cases I would say I'm correct. Here I'm just checking scoreboard, same reasons as before, checking sight lines, playing smart. And my team, you'll notice they're starting to group up on me. That's because at this point I've said, hey, I'm going flawless, I don't want to die, can you guys give me a hand? And of course they do. And at this point the gameplay is pretty much over. But what I want to be clear is I'm not going flawless because I'm good. I'm going flawless because I'm playing smart and I'm playing with my team. You want everything to work out for everyone because you want everyone to succeed, of course, right? And you'll notice they win the game, but no one kills me. They were absolutely the better players. Every single one of those people on the other team is better than me. But because I play smart, none of them get to say that they killed me this time. Alright, my name's Conduit, and thank you for watching.